Welcome to the first part of our first lesson of this course on geography. Before we begin, I just want to remind you that geography is the study of people and the environment. So what we're going to be looking at is the earth, all the people, how people adapt to life on earth, and how we use the resources. So this first video is going to take you through a little slideshow presentation, which will get you thinking about some very important things related to geography. I want you to make sure that you pay attention fully, pause when you need to, rewind when you need to, replay when you need to, so that you are prepared to participate in the discussion that will come as the next set of activities. So this first part is going to be called Imagine If. And what I want you to do is to imagine that the President of the United States has come to you and needs your help. So the president has come to you and said, I need you to create your own country, a new country, something like the new United States. So although they've asked you such a big thing, you need to make all of the decisions on your own. This might be a very complicated, daunting task, but you do have a few guidelines. So the first guideline is your country must be successful. And by successful, what I mean is that people need to be able to survive. You need to make sure that you have this in a place that people can live and that they can live comfortably. Your country also needs to actually be able to function and be effective. And by functioning, we mean day-to-day things need to be able to happen. People need to be able to live, to go to school, to go to work. There needs to be laws of some sort. People need to be able to communicate. People need to be able to move from place to place. So ultimately, you make the decisions, but you need to make the decisions thinking of that your country needs to be successful. So the first step in creating this country is you need to pick a location. And I'm not looking for you to pick a specific location yet, but you need to be thinking this can be anywhere in the world, but I need to pick somewhere that people will actually be able to live. So once again, we go back to your country needs to be able to be successful. So you want to think about what are some things that people need to survive. Okay. Your second step, once you've thought about the location, is you need to figure out what sorts of things you need to organize or set up in order for the country to be ready for people to move there and once again to be successful. So I want you to think about what sorts of things are going to allow a country to function and to be effective and to work on a day-to-day basis. You're going to participate in 2 discussions. So if you need to go back and review this information, go and do it. But I want you to be thinking about what we have talked about. And in your first discussion, you are going to identify 3 things that you want to make sure the location has. 3 things that it needs for people to be able to survive and live comfortably. The second discussion, you are going to have to identify 3 things that you would need to organize or set up before people start moving to your country. So 3 things that the country would need to have in order to function and be effective. For each of those, you are going to have to make sure that you explain exactly why you feel those things are important. Once you have gone through this presentation and feel comfortable, it is time for you to move on to the next set of activities, which is where you are going to participate in these discussions.